is no big deal. Jake, you did know that I made the map, don't you? Yeah, I could just check the map. It's getting a little cluttered on my... Oh. That kind of breaks on my browser. Okay, okay, Japanese. You win, I'll raise your little autonomy. Doesn't look too bad though. Japan, or should I say New Ainu, on the whole looks fairly low on autonomy. Unfortunately, it is infested with Japanese. We do tolerate their culture, but only for now. How are we looking on the cultures front anyway? Wow, the majority of our lands are Japanese. This I don't like. This I also don't like, but... get out of here. There's little point in increasing the development of our capital, but there's also very little point in getting a morale for our armies hit for 20 years. Where also is Visayas. Oh, it's the one grain province, we don't care about that at all. Glorious. And that's the tale of how all was well. Okay, so that one island south of there. It's alright though, we can see well in advance if the Europeans are going to be coming. They tend to love these islands as well. Of course I'm missing the two wealthy ones down here, but ah well. We'll be fine, trust me. Terra Incognita, our explorer, died too soon. Jake, you should really move your capital already. The issue with moving my capital is that I have fairly good control of Nippon, and we make the good money on it. If I were to move it anywhere, I would want to move it into the Malacca trade node. And that... I don't have the power in Malacca to make good on that. Malacca is the ultimate trade node in this area. Everything feeds it. All of China goes to it. All of the Philippines and the Moluccas. It all flows that way, and I will be ensuring that it flows this way. Still need that extra idea, though. Pouring everything we can into it all. Alright, my ruler has my express permission to die now. So please do. You are hurting our nation just by existing. Even the Takeda think they have a chance here. They wish to rise up in Kai, right? I never did raise autonomy in Kai. Won't have to. Second warning, Jake. The Portuguese get an event on one of the Malaccan provinces for free, the one Siak holds right now. Oh, Siak won't be holding that much for much longer. Well, I still need my religious ideas, so it's entirely possible that my claims will run out before I even take action on them. Welcome to the fold, you gloriously expensive provinces. Actually, that is enough to make me want to collect. I'm collecting in the Philippines, but I have a feeling I could collect quite a bit more from here. We can quantify that though. 5.66. 6.51. Ah, it's just so nice and relaxed for Ainu. It's really the wrong era to be doing this in. Perhaps I should be doing this in Hearts of Iron 4. Don't worry, won't be too long. Jake, maybe a quick update on the situation. Really, there hasn't been much resistance. We have finally conquered all of Japan. We continue to colonize, which I know you all know that I love. And we're just dominating the Spice Islands before we start making a move on the Asia mainland for real. The real thing that's holding us back is admin points, and that's even with a 5 admin ruler plus 2 advisor and focus on it, to the point that we're losing money from advisors. But it's all for the greater good. Majapahit is our vassal. We will consume them. Really, it's only taking a little speck out of our dip points. Hardly even noticeable, to be honest. And we have reformed. We are no longer a Siberian clan council, though we still have the not-so-good Siberian ideas. Fort defense. What makes you think I use forts? Jake, it's easy to get those borders in Hoi. The trick is keeping them when the Americans come knocking. America. What to do about you? It's tempting to make a move on Siak anyway. I mean, we are going to be getting religious ideas, and honestly, if I just hold on to them for longer, it just means that their autonomy is going to go down nicer for us. Ah, they're allied with Malacca. That is unsavory for us. Friendly towards each other as well. Ah, but Ayuta, how do you feel about the Malaccans? Neutral, but you don't really like them, do you? I have a feeling you could be an excellent friend in this situation. On the other hand, it might not matter at all. We have much to consider here, particularly the naval abilities of Siak and Malacca. Malacca has Pasai and Siak. Siak have Malacca and Patani. But it is Siak that I want to demolish more so than the other. Jake, why is Hungary banned in the sub-MT? Too big a nation. Big nations in general are going to be frowned upon. Originally I think it would be okay, but the turnout is just so large. Not keen on adding any more particularly large nations. Alright, grabbing these 4 provinces, 5 if we include that, would be more than delectable, but got important things to check here. Siak have 5 heavies. That ain't so good for us. And that's only being added to Malacca, who have another 5 heavies. Curiously, what are your diplomatic levels? 9 and 9. We're only at 7. 8 is another boost to naval morale. I'm gonna have to take this. May as well take that as well, so we can finally grab religious. My beloved. Okay, naval dominance is of utmost importance here. Curiously, do they have better heavy ships as well? Carracks at level 9. Naval dominance will not be so easy then. Especially if it's 2 techs away getting decent enough boats. And it's unlikely that I can simply lure them into these inland seas. Unless, of course, they start out patrolling them, but strikes me as even less likely. It's like 3 galleys to a heavy, but they would dominate us. Majapahit only has 1 heavy to their name. Jake, is Brunei not a better target? I guess when we're talking about securing Malacca, Brunei would be better. Probably be a lot easier to subdue them as well. No allies. I guess so. It'll take a while to get these claims on the go. It's kind of sad. I was hoping I could dominate there, but not if they're flaunting those heavies like that. I forgot about this and it burned down, didn't it? Jake, why not beat up Korea? Staying away from the mainland for now. Ah, heck, let's just play dangerously. Incredibly, Poso become less ferocious. Have the Europeans already colonized? There are no sign of Europeans yet, thankfully. Okay, Batoni separatists should start buggering off at the turn of the year. Excellent! That strong air of ours was not nearly as strong as I had suspected. But, well. Cochin, absolutely not. That sounds like a recipe to be drawn into wars with Ming. Ming, who is still at high stability and still kicks our ass with 5 ways of Sunday when it comes to tech. Oh, I do not like losing money. Also being told, why not attack Sulu? Well, I'm looking for trade power in Malacca, and I want it fast. Sulu really isn't doing much to drink up the Philippines. I'm not going to cry over 13%. But granted, they are yet another target, and die they must. But boy, do I need those ideas fleshed out. Tech 12, though. You know, we could just ravage Siak the old-fashioned way. The only concern is, the troubles we would have on the high seas are just too many. Jake, check your merchant placements. I checked it recently. We have fairly decent power here and we're making good money in the Molochs. Oh, no, not the marriageable women. Anywhere but Poso. Trouble with doing it in Poso is that it's already pretty much completed, so a good chunk of those marriageable ladies are not doing us any favours. So what if I did just ravage my way through Siak and I had Ayutthaya backing me? Ayutthaya would likely make an excellent ally at this point. Not that their military tech is all that to jump about. May as well finish what we started here. Jake, will you take any of the Alaskan islands? For a short time, Japan had occupied them in World War II. Yeah, and they left before the Americans began their bombardment of it. Well, marriage, legitimacy is hurting a little bit, I'll have to say no. But when it comes to fighting these guys, your manpower is the only reason you say no. It'll come back, though. I reckon you could take the Malaccan side, we'd take the Siak side. But I would be declaring war on Malacca. But your fleet is pathetic. Pretty much brings up the same problem as before. I would have to dominate them in military matters. We're not so hot at that around here. Alright, just how much of an army can I spare right now? We slaughter natives at this point, so a couple thousand of you could be spared. Move you over to Kenda to show how spare you are. So, again, we could take care of that just with the 5,000 regulars. Actually, let's just move both of you onto that ship. All 14,000 of you are fairly unnecessary. How much of a military does Siak boast? Army of Siak. 18,000. Assuming that they click their fingers and bring a lot more when push comes to shove. Yeah, plus maybe 7,000 from you. Let's go overboard and say they're going to shove 40,000 men at us. Still think we can take that, no problem. We're going to have 3,000 cavalry there. 4, 5, 6,000 cavalry now. That should do us. I do feel a little lackluster when it comes to my cogs, though. Jake, make a colony on the southern part of Siak and land there, then declare. Naval superiority will be of little concern then. I was going to land my troops here anyway. The supply limit should be fine. Instead of having you hanging around just drinking attrition, let's get you over here. And pick up our friends from the homeland. I don't think Kai is going to be up and rising against us anytime soon. Hooray. And I'm sure the natives won't mind us just stomping all over their ancestral lands either. Jake, won't they get Black Flag though, or was that fixed? That was fixed rather a long time ago. Let's all be thankful for that. Yeah, as expected, we demolished those natives. And we shall demolish them even more at Tech 12. Just throwing claims left, right and centre on them. None of our colonies are near finished. Let's see, supply limit around here. 20 and 20, so we can make a obnoxiously good landing from the shadows over there. Supply limit there is 22, however. Keep your distance. I've been waiting so long for this colony that I didn't put a colonist on to complete. It's really not feeling worth my time. I'm loving how high these developments are getting around here though. Okay, so what I want to do is try, as best I can, to get our friends to engage us over here in these inland seas. So I'll get our galleys over in Taiwan, see if we can't coax them out. Oh, bloomin' beggars. Just how much money do you want? I imagine you could get that event when you are super massive. So you have this beggar coming in demanding 10,000 ducats from you. Then I truly would behead the man. Okay, there is also a chance that they will want to target my weaker fleets. So once I've dropped you off here and moved everyone down here, I'd rather think I shall position my galleys, no, my cogs, somewhere else that is considered inland. Not quite sure yet where. Don't want to be building large ships until I can get Carracks, though. Carracks will be good for a long while, but I would have to pay the entire cost all over again. I want Deus Vault, but it would serve no purpose right now. I should wait. Jake's at an independent Sulu. It is indeed. Take a photo, because it doesn't happen often. Let's get over to our new home, the Malaccan trade node. It's not often that I really desire all monarch points almost equally. If anything, military is the least pressing right now, since I've already hit Tech 12. We can kind of cut loose for it, and for that reason... Oh my, when did our heir get that garbage? I think it's time you saw glory in battle. I mean, our current ruler is 20. Heir is 17. They're probably brothers. Probably. There we go. This army should suffice as long as Ayuta picks up the slack. Ayuta does not want to. Their manpower is still too low. Alright, that being the case, how about a bit of a marriage? I might be talking out of my bum here, but I seem to think that marriage increases people's willingness to join your wars. This is not a large army to be bringing down here. Hopefully Tech 12 will prove more than enough to deal with these upstarts. Right, as I said, I was going to pull you over somewhere. One potential issue is if they come out with their men on boats and snipe my colonies. There isn't terribly much I can do about that. You there, you should go home whilst at war. Son of a gun, his manpower is well shot. I don't want to go at this without him. I don't really have the diplomatic strong arm to bring him in. But why is it so low? In fact, isn't it just lower than it was before? Well, that's alright. We don't take attrition around here. Do have a little too many cavalry on one side, though. Let's just slaughter some natives to celebrate. And enjoy our not so hot money situation. So the issue could well be here that... there we go. The trouble is that brings in Patani. I think Patani and Malacca would smack you pretty damn hard. And I'm not seeing a lot of fortifications around here, Ayuta. But you do have two vassals, Tangu and Sweni. That seems to be of limited usefulness. At least they're both loyal to you, but they're not going to bring much to the party, are they? And the issue with declaring war on you is that brings in Patani. Patani seem rather strong. And Malacca? Malacca have 18,000, so Malacca alone could slaughter you? Bearing in mind you're out of manpower as well. There's a lot of things that strike me as a bad idea about declaring this war. Rather a lot of things. I will not have naval dominance. That is almost a given. Malacca could just ship troops over here and I would have little that I could even do about it. Jake, dip rep guy might convince them. I have the dip rep guy. So fighting you means bringing in Patani. Why are you so keen to fight them, though? Attitude towards enemies. Whereas you have no particular feelings towards them. Alright, we can wait a bit, though. We're not in any hurry here, after all. Jake, Ayuta getting stomped benefits you in the end. Well, it doesn't immediately benefit me if it ends up that I lose a whole ton here. We do have Majapahit that would get involved, but I think that would not really resolve much for us. Of course, it could go worse. Yuta could just get drawn into another war. Oh my. The trouble is they're still reinforcing, so their manpower isn't actually going to recover for rather a long time, so I should look to you and see who are your other enemies. Brunei and Daiviet. Brunei are threatened, they would never join a war on my side. You, however... Daiviet probably don't have much of a navy. And if they do, they'll be galleys since their capital is on an inland area. These are armies, Jake. Get it together. Yeah. They would not be helping us out much at all. Okay, the other consideration is that Ayuta could just keep these guys busy whilst I steamroll Siak. That is indeed hoping that I steamroll them. They do have... Yeesh. I'll get caught on this fort before I can even make my way up to Gayo. Muko would have me. Jake, why not kill Brunei whilst you wait? Brunei remains a delicious target. Not denying that. However, I lack claims on them quite a lot. Honestly, there's no pressing hurry to do anything. Even though our money is dribbling away. You know what, if I do tech up right now, then I can enjoy paying my army a lot less, since we can shoot natives to death now. And what have we here? Yes, banner infantry. Shoot all natives. In the end, you were not able to reconvert your land, and now Brunei are, well, stranded from their home. Behind 4 heavies, granted. I'm looking forward to Dip Tech 9. Okay, they're going all out there. Yeah, I'm keeping a lazy eye on my inflation. I would love the inflation guy, but he's not around right now. Right, let's... yeah, our theory that we can just shoot natives to death seems to be holding water. That said, our morale didn't do too great there. Perhaps just a little more. Half of Brunei's territory should be Kitai cores. Jake could always release them as a vassal and let them handle the nasty coring business. That is something I am considering. However, again, we already have 1 vassal. Oh, where does Liberty Desire go? Seems to have melted. Yeah. Could get Kitai to do all that nasty coring business, since admin is such a drain at the moment. Brunei, however, are not at Tech 12. Yeah, I could just take all this land using my Deus Fault. Brunei. Into Kitai. I'm liking it. Of course, this is where Ayuta say they will join in.